Hello friends, my name is Sonu Singh and today I'll talk about how to bring fluency in your English speaking. People always confuse the fluency with the spoken classes, that if I go to class I'll become a fluent speaker. But trust me friends, that any class is not going to bring any kind of fluency in your life. If you go to any class, they'll tell you the ways, that what are the ways, what are the methods that you should follow. And if you start following that ideas, definitely you can become a speaker. But first of all, it is very important for us to know that what are the things that stop us from becoming a fluent speaker. First thing is that fear. When we try to speak, we fear that people will laugh at us. When we try to speak, we fear that maybe we will commit the mistake, we will make wrong sentences. And this fear stops us, and it is really horrible experience. I'm a communication coach and I teach how to speak English, and I always face this kind of psychological barrier. Sometimes students are very open and confident, they start speaking without caring, but sometimes few students mind it, and that's why they hesitate a lot. So if you want to become a fluent speaker, make sure that you will remove this problem. If you are sitting in the class and you know everyone sitting in the class with the same intention, and that is they also want to learn like you. So this fear is just imaginary thing. Fear is just a response that your brain gives to you. So it means that you are giving the bad feedback to your brain, like you're not good enough, that person may laugh at you. And if you give these kinds of feedback to your brain, in the return your brain respond in the form of fear. That's why if you want to become fluent speaker, make sure that next time you will only focus on what you want to say. Second thing is that we believe that we are not good enough, our grammar is not good, our word is not good. Yeah, that's true. English is the second language you're trying to learn. You don't have the English speaking environment, you're not the native speaker, so there are high chances that you'll lag the word, you'll not make correct sentences, even you have the grammatical error also. But it doesn't mean that you'll never become a good speaker. Any good speaker today is speaking good English because at some point of time they started with nothing. Like they were committing mistake, they were committing error. Even I was doing the same thing. When I started speaking English, I was committing mistake. But I was very much determined that no matter what happens, I will give my 100% and I will speak whatever I can. So you have to overcome this problem of thinking that I am not good enough. These are some overthinking that will always create barrier in the way. And if you really want to become a good speaker, then you have to overcome this overthinking process. Because this is the overthinking process that stops you from becoming good and fluent speaker. Next thing is that you need to be very consistent, because what happens that we start trying to learn English, and after some effort we become confident, we start speaking, but we become inconsistent, we leave our practices. And that's the problem that happens with us. That if you want to maintain your fluency, if you want to become a very fluent speaker, then maybe you speak for 10 minutes, maybe you speak for 15 minutes, but you have to maintain that consistency. If you maintain that consistency, then after some time you realize that you're exactly speaking like a native speaker. So consistency is the key, no matter what you do. Suppose if you are learning so many vocabs, you are learning so many grammar, and you are not consistently speaking, that grammar, that vocab is not going to help you. And if you are not learning grammar, vocab, and still you are speaking regularly, you will become a good speaker. So we have to come out of this mindset that I know the grammar, I can translate well, I know the words, so they don't need to practice English speaking. If you want to become a fluent speaker, then you have to speak regularly. And next thing is that you need to find out the purpose. Suppose you have started your English learning journey and you have no purpose. So what will happen? After some time you feel that now I have some other important work. Communication skill is one thing that can bring the drastic change in your life. At today's time, the coaches and trainers are in demand, and we have huge number of demand for the coaches and trainers. But in India, we have limited numbers of coaches. So that's why if you become a public speaker, if you become a good communicator, you have better future, you have better scope. And good thing is that if you become a trainer and coach, you'll get the freedom. In today's time, the corporate life is so toxic. You will be exploited. You will have to reach office by 8 a.m. in the morning, and then you have to leave office at 8 p.m. in the evening, and that's how your life will be very, very boring. But if you become a trainer, you will have the freedom of your time. You can utilize the time the way you want to utilize. So that's why you need to create a purpose. I have seen that there are so many students who take admission in the spoken English classes, and they're very excited about it. But since they don't have a purpose, and that is the reason that after some time they start losing their attention, they start procrastinating. And when they are expected to learn something from the classes, they start procrastinating, they start leaving the classes, and that's how they leave the class in the middle, and they do not learn English speaking. So that's why if you want to become a fluent speaker, if you really want growth in this direction, make sure that you create a purpose, and make sure that you connect yourself with that purpose, because that purpose will give you the strength to be consistent and to develop your skill the way you want. So these are the few ideas. If you follow, then I'm sure you are going to be a very fluent speaker. I hope that you like the video, and if you like the video, then hit the subscribe button, like and share. Thank you for staying with me. See you next video.